If you are the first, why does it seem like you're the last in development? It's sad to say that I know that there's been struggles in Liberia, and I don't want to walk on anybody's pain in their past history. I want to give the utmost respect for the people who may be in a struggle, and in their system and their governments and their politics is an area that I don't want to trample on. But I'm going to say that it is sad to see that our people are living still in ways that we would call undeveloped. Liberia, a place with beautiful people, hardworking people, still have antiquated electricity, water, sewer, having a waste management program to keep the country clean. Now, I hope that somebody will share this with the dignitaries and those who may be in charge, because I believe that sometimes in life, an outsider has to point out something wrong in order for somebody to see it. Now, most people who are there in Liberia, of course, when you get used to something and you see something a certain way, it becomes you. But when somebody tells you got something hanging in your nose, it's hard for somebody to tell you that. Something on your mouth, your face, or maybe you're acting and behaving a certain way that somebody can come over to you and say, hey, you could chill out, be at peace. These are things that we as a people should be open and honest, doing it with a heart of love, so that they can bring on a betterment for a country of people. I'm saying Liberia needs to clean its nose. I'm saying Liberia needs to clean its nose. There is something hanging from the so-called old schools of thoughts that needs to be cleaned up. It is sad to see people who are living in dilapidated housings, and the city is, having problems with, the waste management, where there is a mayor who she has an initiative. Hats off to the mayor who is trying to develop this initiative. But when I see that there is a group that is going cleaning up, there's many who's dumping down. But the people, it's amazing wherever I go, you can find genuine-hearted people. You can find people who are there who will help you, people there who will smile and all. But I found something strangely odd for Liberia. It's very similar to America, and it was a part of it that I did not like. The mentality for most. I have seen more physical fights in Liberia than I have in all of the 13 countries I've been to. The mentality, I saw that there was people in the marketplaces, there's hustle and bustle, and there's a lot of stuff going on. There may be more tensions, and there may be less patience, but I saw people were argumentative. I also myself was engaged with an individual who wanted to argue with me when he was supposed to provide me a service which I paid him for, and he did not come through with. Yet he wanted to argue with me. I find that very similar to America. But in saying that, I hope that Liberia can wake up and move forward with the rest of the world in where they can do better for their people. It's all for the people. I'm saying that if we can think about one another, because whether it's Sierra Leone, whether it's Liberia, whether it's other countries that have not got to that place yet of waste management and, electricity developments and sewers and waters, you're missing out on a huge market of those who are tourists, who are willing to come in and spend billions of dollars like Ghana has found, and a lot of the Eastern countries have found that tourism benefits everybody. Got to that place yet of waste management and, electricity developments and sewers and waters, you're missing out on a huge market of those who are tourists, who are willing to come in and spend billions of dollars like Ghana has found, and a lot of the Eastern countries have found that tourism benefits everybody. For even if you have a business that you can reap from, those coming in who are touring, ready to spend their hard-earned money, you will win. But when your country your city, your government has not made this development, many people who are coming from different accommodations will not want to come visit or return. And this, I believe, is where Liberia can benefit from. I was told by several people that tourism is very much lacking, and that I was also asked, could I help out in ensuring that the tourism can possibly be brought to a place to where Liberia can stand pride, where they can allow people coming in to see their history.
What up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I just thought to jump on this video quickly. It speaks a lot about Liberia and the mindset of our people, right? Now, first, big ups to the brother. Go back to Africa. He has a YouTube channel. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. He does amazing work, travel all over Africa, all over, promoting the countries and bringing light to Africa as a whole. So he does an amazing work. So, and he gives his honest opinion on Facebook, which I definitely obviously side with. Let's talk about this a little bit. I'm gonna say this, man. I'm gonna pour my heart out here a little bit and say this. Number one is, I took this video obviously from Facebook. Somebody shared a video on Facebook, and I was going through the comments, and surprisingly, but not so surprisingly, a lot of the comments on the video are Liberians justifying, basically trying to argue, right, with this gentleman. Most of the comments were, oh, Liberia went through civil war, you know, or why don't you go clean your backyard in America? And people are posting pictures of, you know, decapitated, dirty places in America, like, you know, some of the urban areas that are undeveloped, right? People are posting pictures saying, oh, why don't you go and clean that up? And people are saying, you know, Liberia went through civil war, or, you know, stop bashing our country because we've been through a lot. Now I'll tell you this, man, I'm just gonna be blunt. I mean, that's the reason why we are where we are today. I'll be honest with you. I've shared my experience before, and more videos are coming on how we Liberians are stuck in our ways. To tell a Liberian person something to better themselves is one of the worst things you can do, because they're going to hop on you. They're going to argue with you. They're going to justify you. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. That's why when it comes to developing Liberia, I'll be very honest, man. Like, we are focused on government, which is very key. But I see, you know, this year is the year of elections, and people are focused on, okay, vote for this person, and this person is going to bring Liberia. Like, I'll be honest, none of this is going to help Liberia. No new president, no new this person, Cummings, Joseph Boaka, we are all of these people. They, you know, some of them are going to do a little more than the previous person. But what's going to really move Liberia forward is two things. Our mindset, number one, I can't even fathom. I can't even think about how we collectively are going to change our mindset. It's such an like enormous task. And it'll have to start with us individually. We personally will have to commit to that. We will have to go grassroots level, in community to community, individually educating people, and starting from our education system, the little ones growing up, instilling dignity and pride in them, in us, in them, right? To uphold the country and want to be better. That's number one. Number two, Liberia is gonna be developed from people outside of Liberia. I'm not gonna lie to you. It has to be people coming from outside of Liberia that are coming in that are gonna develop Liberia. It's not gonna be Liberians in Liberia. I'm being honest with you. Liberians in Liberia are stuck within their ways. They've accepted how the country is. You will hear all the time. That's what frustrated us so bad, that when we go places and we try to introduce new idea, people are just like, well, this is Liberia. Don't come here with your this. You know what I mean? Like, people are saying, oh, that's how they say in Liberia. I mean, when you introduce new things, people don't want to accept that. They're like, don't bring that new idea. This is how we do it here. Keep what you have going on over there. So the question we always ask is, if this is what you have going on here, how has that been working for you, right? The country is still backwards. So if these are what you guys are doing, clearly it's not working, because look around you. Right? Why don't you accept new idea? Why don't you introduce new thoughts, new processes? People don't want to do that. If Liberia is going to be developed, it's going to have to be developed by people from outside of Liberia. Individuals, coming in, all of us putting our hands together and going back to Liberia and helping out, because we're going to bring new ideas. We're going to bring new systems. We have, most of us has connections to maybe some funding sources, resources. People have ability to like have foreigners come together and create an investment group. So many different things can go, and these are coming with new ideas. These are not Liberians who were just stuck in their ways. Now, to tie to that point, this is where tourism comes in huge. Tourism comes in very, 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 very huge in this. Let's take Ghana, for example. I bring Ghana up all the time. People get so upset. Ghana is benefiting. Dubai is benefiting. China, like other countries, Barbados, the Turk and Caicos, these smaller countries, Jamaica, which is smaller, I think it's even smaller than Liberia, an island country. All of these places are developing so fast, not solely, but mainly due to tourism. For Liberia, guess what's going to happen if tourism become the key #1 factor in Liberia? Guess what's going to happen? It's not even because we Liberian would love to see before we love to see and follow. A Liberian will want to see something actually happen before they actually participate. A Liberian doesn't support things at grassroots level. They like to see things that are successful before participating. So if tourism is the key factor in Liberia, and Liberians are seeing other people going back to Liberia, Liberians are seeing key places, things are happening in Liberia, I feel like tourism is gonna bring more Liberian back to Liberia than it's gonna bring foreigners. Which in other countries, tourism bring more foreigners. In Liberia, because when people start seeing Liberians develop, when people start seeing possibilities, all of that, people are going to participate. Liberians are going to flock in from all around the world and want to participate. They want to help out. They want to contribute. They want to do something. Let's take Liberian music industry, for example. Right now, right, prior to a few artists that made that leap and broke that ceiling and started traveling and touring around the world, most Liberian artists were just doing it for, like, just doing it. But when they saw the possibility of you can actually make money, when Kwantu, MC Carol started touring all these places, they're coming back, they're going all over the world. Other Liberian artists are like, whoa, we can actually do this. This is, like I said, Liberians, we have to see successful things before we participate, right? So tourism, I believe, is kind of like the #1 thing that can develop Liberia. Not no new regime, no new government, all of that stuff. Tourism and the mindset of our people. No matter what happened in that country, you can put anybody you want to put in government. Our mindset of our people. The simple thing this gentleman said, people throwing trash on the ground. People, look, that's a small, minute thing, but that's a very big thing, right? Knowing that, okay, I want to keep my little community clean. That's where it starts from. My little environment, where my house is. My little environment, I want to keep it clean. That's where that starts. That's how you know the dignity of a person and what pride they take in their country and their environment. That doesn't exist as much in Liberia. If those things are not, if they're still the same, it don't matter who you put in government. I'm telling you, the country is not going to go anywhere. We're going to be the same for 900 years to come. It'll have to take us in Liberia mindset changing, and it'll have to significantly take people from outside of Liberia, Liberians in the diaspora, and non-Liberians coming back to Liberia, bringing those new ideas, the new facility. Most of the development going on in Liberia right now from people outside of Liberia. People in Liberia, when they make money, they want to get out of there. See, that's the thing, right? People in Liberia, there's a lot of people who are indigenous Liberians, born native Liberians, who've been in Liberia their entire life or most of their lives, and they do have a lot of money. Their goal is to get out of Liberia and spend. Their goal is to travel and take that money to another country and vacation and post the photos. Their goal is to probably get a visa and go live somewhere else or buy a house somewhere else. The goal is to go to Ghana and get a place. Like, the goal is to take the funds outside of the country. There are a few of them that are investing in Liberia. So that's what I'm saying. It's going to take all people from outside Liberia who want to put their money somewhere else other than where they are and bring it back to Liberia. So that's what is going to develop that country. I feel like tourism is going to be #1. Liberia is a beautiful place. We just have to put tourism at the forefront and see what happens. Ghana, I mean, like, again, I'm not going to stop mentioning Ghana. Look at Ghana in the African American community. I mean, these people are flocking to Ghana. Ghana is giving people land to develop. These people, I mean, it's a thing. Every African American who want to move to Africa want to move to Ghana, and they're bringing money and resources, millions and billions of dollars. That's going to trickle down to everybody, right? A non-Liberian will be driving on the road and it will stop and see a leg get setting kind and want to try. It'll trickle down to everybody. It'll, from big businesses to small businesses, everybody is gonna benefit from this. So let's focus on that. Government is going to play a key factor in allowing these things to happen, but we're acting, when I see people on Facebook and social media acting as if like it's the savior, right? And whatever new regime that come in place is going to be the savior. It's going to take you and I. I've always said that you and I in the mindset of our people and putting tourism at the forefront to expose the country more to people outside of the country to come back in and reinvest or bring new money to the country. So this video this gentleman posted it's an eye-opener, right? And I've seen how I follow his channel, I watch his channel, I see him go all over Africa, and to say this and to have a lot of the comments on these videos are Liberians who are defending our action, right? They being complicit, being saying, oh, this is how we are, we've been through this, we've been through war, right? Other countries have been through war, right? We all know Rwanda, right? And where Rwanda is today. I don't know the magnitude at which Rwanda civil war was compared to ours. I know it's pretty close, maybe ours might be a little worse, but they had significant step back in their progression as a country due to that genocide and the civil war that happened over there. But they've turned things around, right? Again, of course, a significant part of that has to do with the government and the new regime that decided to move the country forward. That's key, of course, but the people of Rwanda, their mindset have all changed. They've all become very progressive. They want to move forward as a country. That's what has to happen in Liberia as well. So it's an interesting video. I just want to put my take on it and just kind of, speak on this, right? So let me know what you think.